Ghost versus Peeps in the quarterfinals. Let's get it going.
And the last time you've mentioned it was a 3-0 for Peeps, only allowing 2 goals from Ghost the entire 3 games, and it's a good start for the Peeps, aka the Pings, because they're on the lowest ping I've ever seen, by the way. I just had to point that out.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. 8 ping, all 3 of them at the moment. That is painfully beautiful. I could only wish I could plug in 3 Ethernet cables to get even close to that, but it's gonna get that early lead going. Magic Bear is kind of always just present when it comes to his squad. For Torrent, he was able to kind of make his way through a lot of these bubble team tournaments, and Torrent has always done super well in them, but Magic Bear has always been about that presence. Never necessarily really showing out numbers-wise, but he's very consistent, and that is the minimum you can ask of a player at this level of play.
Yeah, that's the minimum, along with maybe scoring once or twice. That'd be real swell. But, I mean, in the first minute with the Peeps striking that early, you can see that the response is still being dialed up, still being typed up by Ghost Gaming. At least they keep it in the zone. Hawkser as a carry, he gets above Magic Bear and just slams it in. And there you have it, 1-1.
That's a great carry from a Hawkser. Way to counter that immediate offense coming immediately from Peeps. Reddle's just not there in time. So close, but Hawkser just barely has enough velocity to carry it through. Already a very tumultuous first minute here in game number 1. You can tell both these teams are chomping at the bit, and neither has really figured out the other side yet. Despite the fact that Peeps got that sweep yesterday, it is not going to be so easy this time.
Well, if you have to pull off the insane mechanics and control that Hawkser did, I mean, this is going to be a very entertaining series and a difficult one to defend against. So Reddles just had a demo there, and now a second demo coming from the side of the Peeps. So they've really already relieved that pressure, and now they can move down the field confidently, except Reddles kind of dropped his boost, so he kind of let go of the ball just to grab that. But it's not like Ghost Gaming really did anything out of that opportunity up until Hawkser's up in the air. That's something you got to worry about, but finally a bump connects.
Not so many one-to-one clashes so far, especially in the air. It seems like these teams are still giving each other quite a bit of space before the offense actually begins to mount itself. You're seeing a lot of these solo plays to actually develop into something greater, some sort of attacking opportunity, but both these teams, they're able to see right through that so quickly, and that's why we're seeing such non-committal plays coming from both sides, at least initially when it comes to the defense.
A lot of demos coming out from the Peeps. I've probably seen 3 or 4 at this point, and Reynolds almost in the upper 90s, saved by Hawkser, and that could have been the lead in our game 1. As here's maybe Ghost Gaming hoping to cook up something fresh, but they kind of got challenged a bit in the midfield, and now it's Reynolds maybe looking for a bounce midfield, and nope, Zanil closed up that left post, goes over to Magic Bear after he saw that Ghost Gaming wanted to clear, and he's trying to cut in front of all 3 defenders, and that's just not going to happen.
Reddle's able to get a demo for his troubles. You're absolutely right, Lemon. Peeps is really just flooring at every chance they get. Here's Magic Bear. Beautiful double tap upon so much speed immediately gained. I'm incredulous at how he was able to keep that ball so quick. Look at that, 99 kilos per hour to cram that ball in before Hawkser could even understand what was happening in front of him. Peeps are able to take this lead back.
Yeah, just the quick decision making too. The fact that Hawkser was more ready for just a straight up shot, like a direct shot towards the net, and then the way that, wow, the Peeps just changed that trajectory so fast. Hawkser taking a free shot towards the wall. Reddles is fine with that, but as he hoped to clear it over, Zanil surprises him, almost drops it into the box, looking for a follow-up from Hawkser, but saw, you know, too many cooks in the kitchen. So shock to Hawkser, that pass doesn't connect. Zanil's been removed, and maybe the offense entirely has left the station, as here comes the Peeps looking for maybe their 3rd one. That's looking good, but the follow-up not fast enough from the Peeps.
And that's AJ, always waiting in the wings, a player that is consistently so good, but we never really get a chance to talk about when it comes to the Peeps sort of entering this limelight. In Worlds, he was one of the best defenders in the spring season. He was one of the best attackers, but that just comes with being on FaZe Clan. Outside of that, AJ is such an interesting character in the Rocket League scene. He actually has my favorite statistic in RLCS, and this is a true fact if you want to look it up on Octane, because that's what I did. In every single event since the very first spring regional, including this one, but not including Gamers 8, AJ was in the top 5 power sliders out of every single one of those. I know it is not very important. I know it is it is ultimately arguably negligible, but I think it's just really funny. And AJ, of course, taking that spotlight for himself as I talk about him scoring that third one for Peeps. Really solid stuff with only 70 seconds left on the clock.
He's a good drifter, as you see Ghost Gaming's defense just drifting away. It's a 3-1 lead with 1 minute left, and Reynolds just double demoed. Surely this could be a play. How? The singular defender of what was that? Zanil against two offensive members looking to clash and pinch their way through the net. It's still been blocked, and now the defense trying to stabilize here for Ghost Gaming. As AJ looks for another, he's been bumped already, and Zanil gets a piece of it. It lands back to Reynolds. They reestablish in the corner. There's another, the third demo from Reynolds in the last 10 seconds. Another demo. The Peeps have the gloves out. There's no foot on the metal anymore. They're out here to brawl and get in the heads of Ghost Gaming, because as soon as they try to move, their tires have been slashed. And all the Peeps have to do is keep them cornered. They don't even have to score at this point.
Yeah, this is a disgusting bottleneck coming from Peeps. This ball has been on the orange territory basically all game. After those first two goals were scored, one for each end, Peeps have clearly woken up, and this is actually the same scoreline they got in game one against Ghost in the previous series. AJ is gonna try and get a better stack on it. Reynolds back over to midfield, but no carry matters at this point. It is a Peeps win for game number one.
Oh man, that is a feeling of deja vu. Like you've already pointed out, the 3-1 scoreline. Ghost Gaming, just like the last time they matched up, Ghost Gaming's offense kind of ghost. The gaming is silent a little bit. They're just ghost for now until we can and they're actually choosing to change servers, so no more the ping Peeps. We're gonna see if maybe something more even happens, but ping ain't gonna help Ghost, I think.
I mean, the tough thing is Peeps were just playing so well preventatively. They were able to just constantly demo, constantly keep Ghost from getting a solid rotation going. Even when their defense could have led to a counterattack, there was no ability to follow up because either someone was demoed or someone from Peeps was already there before Ghost could be. There was this constant control, and it wasn't even necessarily chipping away at the defense. It was just making sure that Ghost never got a chance to score in the first place. And honestly, that works in a game like this. If you keep the ball on the other side for the entire game, eventually you're going to be able to punch through despite how few mistakes your opponents make. And Peeps, they were able to capitalize on mistakes thrice throughout that first game. Can they do it a second time? Keep this streak going? And is this more similar to yesterday than we may have thought initially?
Yeah, it's feeling very much like yesterday, and I like the word that you said at the end of that game was it's a bottleneck. The way that they're just having this chokehold on Ghost Gaming, because the longer you keep them in that zone 2, maybe you're able to get some boost steals, and maybe Ghost Gaming just got drained, probably both emotionally and also in terms of resources. So Ghost Gaming getting outshot, but we go to a different field now, and maybe a different lobby, and pings are obviously a lot more even, so maybe that's just kind of the mental check that Ghost Gaming needs to show some signs of life.
Ghost got a total of 2 shots during the previous game, and it doesn't look like they'll be getting many, at least in the beginning here in game number 2, is AJ. Beautiful tap in, but Zanil, oh,
One
poor
miss.
guy just
Two
missed
miss.
out on the arc and Oxer.
I can only laugh as well.
He was like actively dodging it almost. Oh, that's tragic imagery. Gotta hand it to AJ for that goal. Well done by Peeps to grab that early lead, but Zanil is gonna punch. Dude. All right. So
Gaming is now occurring.
We're
It's no
just-
longer Ghost, it's Ghost Gaming.
yeah, all right. Nothing has happened in the past 19 seconds. We're back square one. Nobody has made any mistakes. Nobody's done anything wrong. The game just started. Welcome to game 2.
I welcome everyone. I thought
Hey
maybe
guys,
Ghost Gaming was
welcome
gonna
to
wake
Ghost
up.
Gaming.
And then you just have like 2 very glaring misses from the Ghost Gaming defense. But at least they forgave it, question mark. So if you're like a glass half full kind of person, we reset the score 1-1 like it never happened. And it's already the Peeps back on offense. Reddles, well, that was a pretty serious bounce, and he misses that, and here comes the counterattack of Ghost Gaming. But AJ has gotten in the way, has got some important bumps, and Reddles, he's demoed more people than I think shots he's taken, but I'm okay with it because Ghost Gaming's structure is all out of whack because of it.
Yeah, it feels like both the times we've gotten so far is Peeps saying to Ghost Gaming, go on, get you one, and then Ghost getting one, but then Peeps, they laugh silently and then proceed to dominate for the rest of that game. However, I can say that because that's not what we've seen these past 30 to 40 seconds. Ghost has actually been able to contest and throw this ball back over to pressure the Peeps defense a lot more often, and this momentum can swing really quickly if you're not careful, especially against a team as explosive as Ghost can be.
Oh, Magic Bear, is this free? No, Shock waits patiently at the net. Great save. Looking for the clear. Shot after shot by the Peeps. Zanil needs some help, but there wasn't kind of that added pressure from the Peeps to maybe catch Zanil once he was centered out in front of the net, but they wait to draw out the defense, and that is when the Peeps strike to take a lead 2-1.
And that's AJ yet again. Mans is really showing out today, just winning the 50-50 against Shock. Poor guy went for the whiff, and now a 1-goal lead yet again. Is there another 3-1 game in our future? Here we find out as the Peeps once again wrestle control away post kickoff. But we're only past the 3-minute mark. There is still so much more game to play, but Magic Bear immediately, against the crossbar though. It's just barely off, and Ghost, they're able to recoup.
And it's like the first time we see Ghost Gaming actually get a demo, and they almost got scored on because of them kind of going out of that position to start bringing that physicality right back to the Peeps. It's just the Ghost Gaming had this open net in Magic Bear. That should have been the easiest shot that you've ever taken in your life, but it doesn't matter when you're up 2-1 and someone just got moved out of the net and AJ scores off of it.
Reddles! Oh, show it to me again. Show it to me again, Reddles. What an incredible line. Just taken to give AJ yet another goal. That's a hat trick less than halfway into game 2, orchestrated by the Peeps. These guys are on fire today.
It just feels like the Peeps are like the jocks in high school, you know? They're fit, they're throwing people in the lockers, they're stealing lunch money, and Ghost Gaming, I don't know, they're probably the nerds that are getting beat up right now because they're trying their best. They're kind of shy in their zone. They're having troubles getting these clears, and it's shot after shot. It's now 10 registered for Peeps to the 4 of Ghost Gaming. We've seen at least Zanil have a quick score after the Peeps got ahead, so it's not like Ghost Gaming have given up. And maybe Zanil, if he got that touch from the pass from Hawkster, that doesn't connect as the play continues for Ghost Gaming, but someone has to climb up after AJ, and Hawkster can't even get a bump.
You know what really excites me, Lemon, is the fact that on the other side of this side of the bracket is Space Station Gaming currently playing up against Pirates on a boat. The fact that we could feasibly see Reddles take on his ex-squad just like a month into Roster Mania truly developing, that's what excites me so much. I'm on the edge of my seat seeing that if the Peeps win and if Space Station wins, then we are going to see a matchup for the ages here in the semifinals. And I mean, as of now, Peeps are looking good arc-wise. They have a good lineup going, about to grab their second game as long as they hold this control up. They've played this neutrality well when Ghost gets the ball, and they've played that constant aggression when they don't. They're able to just keep manifesting this power, overwhelming on this net. All hands on deck every single time a Peeps player gets control of this ball. 60 seconds to go, and we are in blue territory, but how much value does that truly hold yet?
Not much. Especially since the last time I reported the shots, Ghost Gaming have only registered an extra 1, now currently at 6. And at least they have been able to cross towards the blue end. But here comes the Peeps again, looking to score their 4th one. Shock redirects it to the left wall, and that's good because there was an offense trucking away from the Peeps, ready to score when the backs of Ghost Gaming were against the wall. Now Magic Bear with a chance here. Shock with a good bump at the very least. Kind of messes up the control. Here's Shock trying to guide this out, and at least Ghost Gaming get a clear, but what can really come of it? It's on the goal line, and Zanil dives for it, but gets taken out by AJ.
Painfully tight, and that may have been the last opportunity Ghost had to potentially equalize. If they scored that, maybe, just maybe, they would have had enough time to find that kickoff goal. But here, now, Hawkster down the middle is going to be able to get a carry, and there still is time to make this happen, tie us up, and send us to OT to keep Ghost alive, but so much has to go right.
Hawkser is a demon in Rocket League. This is not the first time you give him the ball. He has insane carry, insane control in the air, and it just seems undefendable. But with the 4 seconds they had left, you really had to get everyone's gears turning as the Peeps take yet another game. And this is feeling like deja vu from yesterday, as the Peeps have yet to be really touched.
And that was really well done post kickoff, just to keep that ball on the ground. That is incredibly difficult if you're playing up against a team that needs to keep that ball up. But great 4 seconds to end that game and keep Peeps in that running to grab game 2 and a 2-game lead over Ghost Gaming. They've gotten so close, it seems, but it just feels like something's missing. I know that Peeps had a little more trouble on their attack this time around. Ghost, they were able to convert a little bit more often. They were able to clear a little bit more often. They were able to counterattack a little bit more often, but something still isn't there.
Yeah, it's almost Ghost-like. That it's just, I mean, kind of like that first defense where it's just Hawkser missed and it was at Zanil. I don't know. I'll roast everyone. Everyone missed. Okay, not to point anyone out. You all missed.
I'll 1v1 everybody in this godforsaken lobby.
I'm after you, and I'll say the wrong name too, like I did last series. And AJ got a hat trick, so at least I could do the compliment sandwich of, you know, oopsie defense. But hey, hat trick by AJ. Very PogChamp.
Gotta play for consistency's sake, and will Peeps remain consistent? They have to for at least 2 more games. That's the beauty of the best of 7. You have to have that little bit of extra endurance. Can Peeps keep that up, or will Ghost continue to chip away and eventually break some ground? We're about to find out as we head into the lobby for game number 3. I gotta say, Lemon, Peeps are looking great, but in that game, that last game in particular, AJ and Reddles were kind of the headliners. It felt like Magic Bear was a little bit disconnected. I don't think that's something that's going to remain consistent. I think Magic Bear is going to fit right back in. It just, there was that one little blackout, and the fact that that has happened proves that it can. At some point this series, that scares me when it comes to Peeps holding up the fort for the remainder of the series.
I mean, the Peeps also have a very unique style of, I don't know if this is because they don't take Ghost Gaming seriously or if this is just what they do in all of their games, but Reddles is out demoing like everyone. And I'm sure this is not only tilting for Ghost Gaming, but it messes up their whole momentum and their structure. So that's already something Ghost Gaming has to deal with. And the one time that Ghost Gaming even went for their own demo, as we go now back into the game, Ghost Gaming put themselves out of position to go for demos and then almost got scored on because of it. So it's, you got to go for those when you have an advantage and not because you're tilted.
Peeps have just been cornering Ghost every opportunity they get. Every time Ghost adapts, Peeps adapt back. A very chameleonic game we're seeing between these two teams. But can Ghost come up with something with enough ingenuity that Peeps can't keep up the pace? Zanil already going to begin with a demo, which gives Hawkser and Shock a whole lot more space over this game. For the moment, Zanil gonna bounce it right back, and this first 30 seconds has had Ghost all over it. But nothing manifesting into a scoring opportunity just yet. Reddles and Shock gonna clash with the ball, and AJ finally gonna get this clear.
I can appreciate Zanil's hustle on the front. I could see him looking for opportunities. I'm seeing him try to look for Shock and get these passing plays going. They just haven't been really connecting quite yet, but I like that Zanil looks like he just has a lot more energy on the field compared to how the series started. So, and I kind of mentioned this on the pre-desk, are we getting Pog Neil or Mid Neil or Sag Neil? And then we got to see more of that Pog Neil if Ghost Gaming want to have a chance to kind of start that comeback. Hawkser has a chance here, and he's been the one that's been scoring a lot for this team, but it's off of kind of the incredible mechanics rather than kind of some insane setup. But for now, we're still at 0-0.
Well, the same rings true about Zanil and Magic there. That's what made Prince such a good team, is every single member of that team in any game they went to, they were always there. They were always present. They were always playing that game. And so again, while the leaderboards weren't completely stacked up, while we weren't seeing quadruple-digit scores plague those rosters in any of those tournaments, Torrent got results. They played really good games, and they had amazing chemistry. Now Zanil and Magic are carrying that to opposing teams, not just in this matchup, but in the new North American scene in general. I don't know how that chemistry is going to function differently, and how that presence that Zanil and Magic Bear can both bring to the table will shift as their teams shift as well. Ghost have been approaching a lot more these past couple seconds. In fact, they're already up to 6 shots as opposed to the Peeps' mere 2, and we're already at this halfway point in the game. Nobody has broken through. This is the quietest game out of the 3 we've played so far.
And speaking of unquiet or non-quiet games, Space Station Gaming and Pirates on a Boat are just now entering Game 5, and this will decide the opponent of the Peeps versus Ghost Gaming of what you're currently watching. So this has already been a crazy day 2, and oh my god, the Peeps just trying to get past this goal line, and this has been a Ghost Gaming defense that has leveled up. Magic Bear versus Zanil, though, he's taking his time with it, bounces back over to AJ, but this is going to give up some space, but maybe something that the Peeps wanted to kind of draw Ghost Gaming out, but still no cigar yet.
And you're seeing Ghost rest a little bit more on their mechanical prowess as we go on. We've seen more defensive pitches. We've seen, or pinches, excuse me. We've seen more backline trotting, more preemptive retreating from them. But we're not seeing any member of Ghost in front of this goal as Magic Bear makes a run for it. What a breakaway with no one present after 150-50 gone. And seemingly, oh, what is happening on this corner for no one to get there?
Yeah, this is Ghost Gaming feeling like they can leave and feeling stabilized when they're not, and I think they're trying to step up their offense and really leave their end and be more confident on transitioning down the field, but not always making the best decisions. And this is also Magic Bear improving himself, at least when he has these obvious shots. It feels like he has no time to do it, and sometimes it hits the cross, but this time it hits the back of the net. And Zanil at least puts us back in the corner as the Peeps approach to start applying that pressure. It's AJ looking for the second touch. He's a little too slow on it, but Reynolds doesn't want to extend, but all he has to do is stop Hawkster and whatever he's planning.
It really is tragic because Ghost looks so good for most of this game, and then for a crucial couple seconds, they just don't stand up to the challenge, and Peeps has been able to capitalize on it every single time. And even so, despite the fact that Ghost is now up to 7 shots, Peeps, they've made so much headway in the process. They are now up to 6. A minute to go. Ghost has got to find a goal here, or else we're going to be sitting pretty on match point. Zanil with a big juggle, but Magic Bear gets on top of it, and Reynolds is going to clear it back away.
Yeah, there's so much coverage on Zanil. He's such a good spark plug for Ghost Gaming, but it's someone has to help Zanil when it comes to setting up the plays, or at least delivering on the plays, because it feels like Zanil's doing everything to set it up, but he's not able to find Shock, or at least that's being intercepted. And then Hawkster, I mean, maybe you just got to look for Hawkster a little bit more. He seems like the more mechanically prowess player on Ghost Gaming, but this is still the Peeps being head and shoulders above, just in terms of the shots, the mechanics, and everything in between. This is looking like it's gonna follow the same suit as yesterday, except now it's a best of 7. But now Shock has the ball, and now he lands right in the lap of Magic Bear.
I gotta say, Hawkster's doing well, Shock's doing well, and Zanil is doing well. But Ghost, they are failing, and that is the big core problem. Ghost as a unit, as a team, they are coming up short when it matters. Peeps are gonna hold on to this as soon as this ball hits the ground, which Reynolds is gonna try and make happen as soon as possible. Hawkster back up to Shock, a solid amount of boost to keep them going forward. Shock to the backboard, but nobody's free for the follow-up upon a magnificent tap on said backboard. Peeps fly away with a 1-0 victory and are just one game away from heading to the semifinals and a first dip into the prize pool.
At least the shots were looking a lot more even this game. There was also a timeout in the previous time, so I think both teams got to talk to their coaches, talk to themselves, kind of maybe just cool themselves down, at least especially Ghost Gaming when you got demoed like 20 million times by Reynolds. So I'm sure you're just kind of like taking a second to breathe, because it feels like when you play against the Peeps, there is no time to breathe. And I think Zanil is realizing that, and he's playing a lot quicker. He's able to establish Ghost Gaming at least near the box, but in terms of doing anything after that, they haven't been able to complete any passes because the Peeps are just that quick at rotating.
Yeah, if Rocket League regulation time was half as long, then I think Ghost would be a lot better in this series than they are now. It just their momentum starts to peter out, and it's clear they don't have the endurance on a game-to-game basis to hold up formation-wise. Their cycle starts to dissipate. Their boost is getting stolen very frequently. I think Peeps is doing a great job of corralling those big resources away from Ghost as well, so their defenses start to appear more lackluster as time goes on, but it's very slight, it's very under the radar, and so Ghost is kind of caught unawares over and over and over again. But again, these teams, very chameleonic as the match has gone through. We've seen both sides adopt so many strategies as time has gone on, but there may need to be only one more entering the ring, as again, the Peeps are only one game away from moving on to the semifinals. Let's see if they can get it done here, or if Ghost finds some signs of life.
And there's already a quick shot from Magic Bear. Jeez, when the Peeps strike, they strike hard. And I think Ghost Gaming at least know the kind of pace that they like to set, especially off kickoff. And it's almost like the Peeps want to trap them off the bat. That was a decent clear that forces AJ to already jump for that, but I think Hawkser got tied up in the corner, so couldn't really keep that rally going, as now possession has been thrown the other way. Magic Bear follows up with the clear, and this was almost a chance for the Peeps to go for goal number 1.
We're back in a solid state of neutrality, I think, for both sides. This long-winded game of ping pong is what's necessary, but Reddles, there's another demo, taking some notes out of games that had worked before, and it's gonna come out on top here. The only defender present after Shock missed out on that 50-50, and of course, who else does it need to be but AJ capitalizing on top of that. Peeps take an early lead.
Yeah, there just definitely needs to be that second defensive member from Ghost Gaming to just stop any kind of passes like that. And I think there was a lot of weight on Shock to make sure that that challenge, that 50, went his way. And you got to have a little bit more contingency plans, especially against the Peeps. I kind of liked more of an onion defense, that there's layers to it and there's insurance behind all of these plays, because not everything in life is guaranteed, especially not in Rocket League. But what is guaranteed, I feel like, is the Peeps always starting off at game 1-0. At least Ghost Gaming last game were able to have a quick response, and it was because of Zanil, and just like last time, he strikes right back.
And that's the kind of rushdown that you absolutely need to have. The second that Peeps over-rely on one singular member, you throw everything you can against the wall. Ghost, for once, have been prepared for the split second where they can make something happen, and then they do. Surprise, surprise, we're tied up, and then Shock with a rushdown post-kickoff is gonna give Ghost the lead right off the bat.
The creativity, the cheat up on kickoff. Zanil and Magic Bear collide. Reddles says nah, and Ghost Gaming say yes. So for the first time, I feel like all series, we've seen Ghost Gaming in a lead.
Yeah, I legitimately do think this is the first time Ghost Gaming has been in the lead this entire series, but can they hold on to it? Still a full 3:45 left to do so. Peeps have a lot of time to make something happen, and there's an attempt to. Reddles with one demo, but Ghost, they've learned from their mistakes for the time being. They have more than one defender online, but they need even more as circle back after circle back leads to yet another goal, this time from Reddles in the pickup position after AJ leads Zanil on a wild goose chase.
Oh, the Peeps are back at their shenanigans again, going for demos on their offense and just completely messing up the structure of Ghost Gaming. You know it's bad when the offense can cross streams in front of the net and score on you with no one home. Like, the Peeps, they're okay just maybe not even needing to peak in this series. I mean, look at them trying to peak now in the immediate equalizer goal that they needed. Magic Bear with a shot towards the backboard. At least Hawkser is there. Reddles for the double tap, and Hawkser saves again.
So tight, but now Ghost, they're locked onto this goal for the time being until Peeps are wrestled away from their resources, but they've been so good at locking down these corner boosts. It's gonna be a hot minute before they're able to do that, or maybe they'll just score anyway. Magic Bear with the 1-2-3 gives Peeps back the lead.
Oh, jeez. AJ to Reddles. Look how cohesive the Peeps are. The
That's what we call
passes
an
are
attacking
clinical.
cycle. That's what we call a cycle.
Oh,
It's
it's
on
on
the Rocket
tumble.
League biz.
I mean, the only people that are tumbling right now is Ghost Gaming. I mean, it's just all the dots are connecting from the Peeps, and by the time you see what's coming, the ball's at the back of the net. The Peeps are disgusting. And yeah, maybe they've let go of the wheel a few times, and not in a bad way, but more like they don't need to expend all the energy against a team like Ghost Gaming, who I feel like are having the most amount, or are challenging them the most this game. Still, Peeps are only up by 1. It's not over yet.
This is definitely the best Ghost we've seen today so far, and It's not like they want to stop just yet. Hawkster, not enough boost to carry him all the way through, but now comes the shuffle from Shock, followed up by Zanil. Solid attempt at a waiter, but there's 2 defenders standing in front of him, so it's not going to hold out enough. Magic there with that rush down for the clear, and Peeps get away with it yet again. 2 minutes to go. Hawkster with a carry back again, but now Peeps have locked down this defense, and they're ready to keep it stable as long as need be.
Zanil wanted the flick too, just not enough time to make the magic happen on his own. And
my
2
God!
offensive members of the Peeps just bulldozing their way past the goal line. Reynolds is so gross, just him and AJ. And now Magic Bear, you have the pain sandwich all up in your face.
God, talk to me nice. Reynolds with that reset, AJ with that double tap, and then Magic there with just a plain good shot. Now a 2-goal lead and only 1 minute 50 to bring it back for Ghost, or else it is the 2nd sweep in as many days in this matchup, and Peeps will go on to the semi-final. Shock as an opening carry, but Ghost, they need to recoup themselves. This is still too early after kickoff to really make anything happen for them specifically. Another clear, but it's slowed down, so Shock has to pick up the pieces here. Will clash with Reynolds, but now no one is in control of this ball for a short amount of time. Hawkster's gonna whip it. Reynolds takes advantage for the clear, and AJ wins the 50-50. Magic Bear is almost a breakaway, gets over Shock, but it's on the crossbar. Can it be nudged in? Yes! Magic Bear has the momentum, and it's 5-2.
As soon as you make a mistake, look who's knocking at your door with a punish, and Magic Bear had me worried. Sometimes he whips like the most obvious shots in the world, but he still delivers, and it's a guy you can depend on, and it's why you have him on the team. 5-2 with a minute 18 left. If you thought Ghost Gaming were under pressure, well, they're cooking now. And it's on match point 2 for the Peeps, and there is no second chances in this tournament. You lose here, you're out, and Ghost Gaming have 3 goals they gotta make up.
Single elimination bracket. Oh, what a tough mistress she can be. And Peeps with another breakaway. Can AJ outspeed Zanil here? No! Zanil is gonna be able to go for the defensive pushback, but Zanil, once again with that clear and Shock with the redirect to midfield, but Ghost, they don't have this time to recoup, to restabilize. They need to focus on scoring. They need to get these simple, clean, long shots, but that's not going to happen against a team like Peeps. Certainly not 3 times in 30 seconds. Peeps, all they need to do is hold on to this ball, and that's what they're pretty damn good at doing at this stage. AJ keeps it up. Now back to Hawkster on this low ground, trying to weave it past 3, gets it past 1. Reynolds able to stop at midfield, but it's pretty slowed down, and so Shock is able to punch through and lessen this gap to 2 with 19 seconds on the clock.
It's doable. Now, being from Las Vegas, along with other casters here, we're not much of betting people in terms of Ghost Gaming making this happen.
Went the opposite direction I thought it was gonna be.
Hopium here is alive and well. We've seen Ghost Gaming be silly goofy on their kickoffs, and it kind of worked. They went for a demo. There's a shot, but it's a double commit from, oh my God, the Peeps to save it at the last second, and now time is being wasted. Rattles sitting on the graves of Ghost Gaming as the ball is still in the air, but there. We at least made it close.
Wow! It's another 1-goal game. I mean, another good effort by Ghost Gaming, but the streak that Peeps were able to go on midway through that game was simply uncontestable. Absolutely beautiful stuff coming from the Peeps. A